Hey guys, before we get started, I want to talk to you about Anchor. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's one of the easiest ways to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There's certain creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership, which is super simple and easy to do. It's everything you need to make a podcast, and it's all in just one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Hey guys, this is Tommy.
And Adam, and we run the Ravens Flock group of alliances.
And we are here just to talk about Marvel Strike Force and all of life's matters, so we hope you enjoy. Hey guys, we are back for episode 4. I am stretching. Oh, I'm tired.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm done stretching. So today's going to be
Yep.
another awkward podcast. I don't know what else to do.
Yeah, I think that's now our official name. Maybe we should just title everything The Awkward Podcast. By
The
Ravens
awkward
Flock.
Flock podcast. Yeah, that would work.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm drinking water, no coffee. Speaking of coffee,
Mm.
there's this band I like. It's called As I Lay Dying. It's a metal band.
I know
And
it.
awesome, good. It's one of my favorite bands ever. So my fiance saw that they were selling like some old school throwback T-shirts from like their first album and stuff like that. So she bought me a few of their shirts, and she happened to find a limited edition coffee from them.
Oh, okay.
And I don't drink very much coffee, but she bought it, and I got it, and I was like, well, fuck yeah, I'm going to try this, because I was excited, but I didn't want to open it at the same time because it looked so pretty.
Oh.
And so I opened it thinking that it was grounds. And when I
Those
saw
beans?
it's beans, and I'm like, but it
now you gotta
smells
get a
so
grinder.
good. So I actually am on Amazon, not
finding a
at the
grinder?
moment, but I'm just going to get like a really cheap grinder, because I don't drink coffee a lot, so this is new to me.
Get a hand
So,
grinder, a ceramic stone hand grinder, and then you can just grind as you go.
well, I found one for $13. I hope that's good.
The hand. It depends what type you want to get. If you want to have, if you want to make your own homebrew lattes and stuff, I can drop you some recipes. But if you want to just do like a French press, then you have to have a thicker grind. It needs to be like sea salt.
This is
like a thick
this
grind.
is really fancy for me. Like this is very new. Like I saw a coffee grinder for $13, and then I scroll down a little bit more, and they're like, "Here, try one of these," and it just jumps to $43, $80. I'm like, okay, well, this
I can set you up. I can set you up with an industrial grinder that they use in the shops for like at least.
It's gonna get a hammer,
$7,000.
put everything in a plastic bag, and just start banging the shit out of it. No, I don't know.
Well, I can.
So
I've been working in the coffee business a while, so that's something about me. Yeah.
That's true. I might spring and get like a $20 grinder. You know, not be that extra cheap. $13 just sounds like it's out of plastic and it's gonna break, and then my morning is gonna be shit. So
depends. How are you gonna do it? Like brewed coffee, drip filter coffee, espresso. How are you gonna prepare it?
All right, you sound like you're really more into this than I am.
I am. I love coffee. That's my third favorite.
I just got a Keurig, man. Like I was just gonna grind it and put it in my little Keurig cup and then make it like that. You know, I don't got nothing special.
Dude, it's not an instant. You have to actually like drain the coffee grinds. Otherwise, you're gonna have sand in your mouth. Get a French press. If you're on Amazon, just buy a French press along with a grinder. They're cheap.
Okay.
Then you can brew it.
French press. Listen, guys. I'm looking up a French press, and what the fuck? This is too new. Okay, we will talk about. Now we're just getting deeper into coffee stuff. We'll have to go through this later because I have no idea. But I thought I'd share this moment. The fuck. All right. I don't drink coffee very often. Like if I do, I
You,
just
you,
get, like those little Keurig cups, the ones where you could put your own grounds in, and you stick it
uh,
in there, and it makes it. That's what I was gonna do. Like I have no idea, and everyone's probably like, okay, this is coffee. This is not Marvel Strike Force. I go, hey, we said we were gonna talk about random life shit, and this is random life shit because I am lost. Okay, so yeah, that was my little random tidbit on what I'm going to be doing after this today is looking for coffee stuff. So I hope y'all are having a great day.
hmm, right.
Oh man,
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, coffee is my other thing. Anyway, we won't. I will stop talking about coffee. So back to
coffee
MSF.
podcast.
Yeah.
What kind of coffee are you drinking? Stay tuned for next time, and we can discuss the type of beans that are not right for you. So, uh, oh man. So yeah, some Marvel
Hmm,
Strike Force. Um, the coolest thing that I've read recently is, it's
mhm,
not even the coolest thing. It's ooh, getting phlegmy. I'm still annoyed with it. Is the PvP, the real time PvP that's
mhm.
on the horizon. It's coming out sooner. Is the real time PvP competitive mode. Um, God, I'm so sorry. I really
Well,
don't care about what they're trying to do right now with PvP, with matchmaking and all this. I just want them to make a
mhm.
PvP where I can use my roster and the person I'm fighting, whether it's a friend or a stranger, can use their roster as well. None of this ban, this, you pick from the same list. Like, no, just let us look at our own rosters and make a team so we can just fight the hell out of each other. That's what I
No, I
want.
agree. That makes sense because if you're going to be using PvP as a tool to learn synergies or get like theory craft, you'd want to mirror match or at least fight teams you want to fight. But if you're going to use a team, then the other person can't use those characters. Then it's just I agree with you. They should allow. They shouldn't. Exactly what you said. It's a good option.
Yeah.
That's
I
what I
fought
think.
one of my members in purple, Jafather,
Mm-hmm.
a while back. I actually had time to do it, and okay, that's a lie. I mean, usually I will have the time. It's just
Mm-hmm.
I'm not too like keen on jumping onto it, but we did
Mm-hmm.
it. We did, and I actually did have fun.
Mm-hmm.
He kicked my ass twice because I was just throwing in teams, and we did
Yeah.
that balance one where it's exactly how it sounds. I don't have to explain it, but
Yeah.
um, he wanted to test out his X Force team, and I was like,
Right.
sure. I have no idea how they work. I haven't actually played them.
Hmm. Okay. They're
So
good.
yeah, they are. They fuck me up. So uh, he picked his team. I forgot who I had,
Yeah.
and in the beginning, I was like, cool. I was screwing him up, and I killed his Deadpool quick,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and then his
Came back.
Deadpool revived with full health,
Oh, right. Because you
full
didn't kill
health.
Domino.
And that's what happens. I didn't know. So I looked. I didn't check the new abilities that were added to them, like as passives and dominoes. So when that happened, I was like, "What the fuck?" And he was surprised too because we were messaging each other. And
Mm-hmm.
then he just came back and kicked my ass. And I was dumbfounded. I was like, "What the fuck?" And I was working at the time too, so I couldn't like
Mm-hmm.
100% focus on what they did. And
Mm-hmm.
then I had to leave. And he messaged me, and he's like, "Yeah, look, it's one of their moves." And I was like, "Whoa, that's what
Mm-hmm.
happens, kids, when you don't research what you're doing."
No, I've been working on my X Force for the last. When did they get launched? A month ago? About a
Uh,
month ago.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So
because
that they're
X23 just finished because this is her second blitz going on right now, so just
yeah,
just
right.
around that.
So no, I've maxed them all out. They're all G13. They're all
Well,
all of the
fuck me.
all of the apparent high priority T4s have been invested. I might put more T4s into them as time goes on. The only thing left to do now is for them to become freely farmable. Then I'll just take them all to 7 stars and be done with them. They're my new, if anyone knows me, they're my new defenders, basically. So, because I built my defenders back when defenders were good. and I built them up to like 460, and now about 460,000. So they had my new ones.
They're
But now
400. Wait, who's 400? Your defenders
my
or the
defenders,
X Force?
400.
Oh, I
My
was gonna say
defenders.
if you just got your X Force to 460,
No.
I suck at this game. I'm gonna have to.
No, they're sitting at around 280. I need to get more stars on them, but everything else is basically done.
See, I want to
So-
level my X Force. I have them all. And I even recently acquired Squirrel Girl and Beast. And yes, people, I actually sprung.
Mhm.
Technically, you can't count me as free to play because I was curious. So I got Beast. I'm still leveling him up, so I don't really have any news on that. But
Mhm.
I hate having, and I've had this complaint, and it's dumb that I even did this already. But I hate having more tunes that release because there's just so many teams to work on. Because I'm still working on teams for war. Well, not really working on them. I'm just leveling them up. Is what I should say.
Yeah.
But I'm still leveling them up just so that way they can be stronger. I do have a great defense. Well, at least I think it is. Maybe others can probably have better, but I know for a fact since I have Hydra and Mercs in there, and then I have Marauders in there just without. Oh shit! I can't remember her name. Emma Frost. So, but I just want them stronger, so I haven't focused on these new characters yet.
Well, the early reports from players is that Beast is really making X-Men a viable raid team.
A raid team.
Yeah, they're making it viable. If you don't want to even use Phoenix, and you just put in Storm, Beast and Storm synergize very well together.
That's good because I haven't seen Storm used very much. The only thing that was great about her was just getting her energy up, and then you use your main because the AI doesn't do shit with her, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, exactly. So that's something.
So a raid team. Let me see. That's pretty. Let's take a look here. Sorry, I'm just pulling up stuff. There is a raid team, and yes, we are jumping around everywhere right now. But there's a raid team. I don't know if anyone's used it, but it's Minerva, Ultron, Black Bolt, Thanos, and Maul.
I've used that on U7.
How's that worked out?
Didn't work very well for me, and I'm in the middle path, U7.1. The only team that really worked for me and was Black Bolt, Yo-Yo, Ultron, Shuri, and Minerva. That got me up to the Ronin node, the third boss.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, 7.1 is a different animal. It's not easy. It's similar to how it used to be before the difficulty.
No, that makes sense. I mean, we're not at 7.1. We're just at 7. I mean, currently I use and I can't auto with this team. I could on a few nodes, but when I'm on boss nodes, I can't because I gotta focus certain people. But I usually use Ultron, Minerva, Rocket, Star-Lord, and Shuri. So I usually just take her defense up. I have Star-Lord there, so that way the energy can be shared between them. He's in the back. And then I use Minerva's healings when I need to. So most of my damage is coming from Rocket and Ultron most of the time. But I mean, it works really well for me.
Right.
I've pushed past the that third boss towards the end of the map, the raid map. But usually right up there is when I start just losing teams. I start getting my ass kicked. So
oh yeah, definitely. U7 is it's a different it's a different beast. The learning curve between U6.5 and U7 normal, it's a pretty steep learning curve, and the higher up you go in difficulties, it gets worse. I mean,
and we haven't even done U6.5 in a while. Because we'll bounce back to U6 because some still need the mats, and we kind of call it as a vacation. It's our chill day, so we don't have to struggle so much with U7. I mean, we don't struggle. We hit 30% consistently, but we hit 60 a few times. But some still need the mats from U6, so we go to 0.4. We don't even go to 0.5
Yeah. No,
So
that's good. You can go to the 0.5 though. I mean, it's
yeah, we
good.
can. We just haven't like actually done it like in a while. I mean, we 100% all of our stuff when we
Yeah,
do that, and you know, and that's the thing. Let's talk about
yeah.
that. Is participation.
So we have a member from White, Strudel, kind of wants to join us on this podcast. What would you be opposed to that?
I have no actual thought on it, as this is just going very random, and this
Yeah,
is also very short notice.
a very short notice, but I've kind of briefed him. I told him what we're talking about today. So
For the whole
okay,
thing, or is he like?
no, as long as he wants, I guess. I mean, if it's gonna be one of those episodes we just talk, we can do what we want. You know.
Well, you know, we already do what we want.
Yeah, every day.
So yes. Oh, you know what? Before you do that,
Mm,
I hope everyone heard and enjoyed the new song. We have a new song
no, yeah,
that
that's
plays in our
really.
intro.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's really cool. I dig that song. Like it struck me deep. Just to say that, it struck me deep.
So yeah,
So
so
yeah.
before we actually we bring anyone in, just want to
Hmm.
say that I had a friend make that. We call him Zero, Edmund Zero. Um, he made that tune for me. He made the original tune we played. But since I'm trying to start a gaming podcast, which by the way is awkward as hell for me because it's just by myself, I needed my song back. But I like the new Raven the Ravens Flock podcast song.
Yeah, it sounds really
Just
cool. Yeah.
I just wanted to throw that bad boy out there really quick, and I just lost my motherfucking arena, so
Oh yeah.
whatever. I'm upset, so whatever. So
Cool.
yeah, so I guess we're bringing a guest in.
Yeah.
Uh, let me. Is he in general already? Oh yeah, he's already there. So let me bring him in.
Uh, mm. Hey,
Hello.
Strudel.
Hello.
All right,
Hey.
bye. I'm just kidding. So
Cool. So
let's change your volume around a little bit. And all right.
yeah,
Okay. How are you
yeah.
doing?
I'm doing great. How are you guys doing?
I'm sleepy as fuck.
Yeah. Next time, don't swallow your mic. It's a bit too loud.
With my mic or
Yeah, your mic a
oh,
little bit. No, it's cool now.
okay.
We changed it. I'm just saying when we first said hello, it was like my
Yeah,
neighbors woke up.
we were just here like, hey, how's it going? You're like, hello, hello. So we're always like, oh shit, man, sound like you're having a great Sunday. So
No, must have been something on my end. I apologize about that.
it's all good. It's all
It's
good.
It's all good.
We're not
Yeah.
expecting people to have like grade A quality sounding mics or just talking into it when you're ready.
Yeah.
But I look like a goddamn puppet when I did that. Now my mic screen is all wet because I actually just touched it by accident with my mouth.
Oh,
yeah.
Ugh,
Ooh.
ugh, ugh,
Yeah.
blah, 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 blah. So
now your mic's
anyways.
got.
Now my mic's got the COVID. I'm just kidding. I don't got COVID. I don't have COVID. I did once, but
So, getting back to MSF, I just dug up some data mines from Reddit. Let's see. This is. Oh wait, never mind. This is a 2-year-old data mine.
Oh, good job.
Yeah.
If it makes you feel better, I have no Blitz credits, so I can't do what I wanted to do in here.
Yeah.
Oh, that was my thing. I brought up earlier is
Mhm.
participation.
Go ahead.
Participation in alliances.
Yeah.
It pisses me off. How is y'all's participation, Strudel, in
In
y'all's alliance?
in white, we're doing really good. I know they do. Our leaders and captains do want us to keep up and make sure we hit that 5K every week. Though, it's always nice to see them if we go a little bit further to the 7K because there was a video one of our guys posted. Hold on a second. I'll pull it up. But essentially, it was explaining if you did your raids, your arenas, and everything else, you would only have to do one blitz win to hit the 5 or 7,000 points. So essentially, he was talking about there should be no excuse for getting those points in for World Warrior. So we're doing pretty good, I will say.
Oh, okay. So they're going for World Warrior.
Yeah.
Okay.
A
I have
lot
a
of
very
people
different
think-
opinion on that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No,
Well, we definitely want to go for a symbiote Spider-Man. So that's like the main reason we're going for
Well,
it. So.
that's a good reason though. Like if you're going for a character, but
Mhm.
when Symbiote Spider-Man leaves, so War Warrior, as Raven and I were discussing before we started, it's a very solo thing when it's
Mhm.
like per person. But I mean, you get rewards as a team, but you could bring in someone sitting at, I don't know, let's just say he's at 60K TCP. He could still be a top World Warrior because all you got to do is just get on and play, and just
Exactly.
like it's not a huge deal. So usually, like, I really don't care about World Warrior unless there's a character involved. Like, yes, you get good stuff in the end, but it's not an importance to me. Like, I don't judge my team off of World Warrior. I want them in raids and I want them in war, because
Yeah.
yeah, because that's just me though. No one should take that as to heart. That's just me. So
Exactly, as we're saying, oh, Punisher, oh, he hates World Warrior, get him out of here. No.
yeah, pretty much. Usually when people complain, like, yeah, well, I'm always up top of World Warrior and they're at the bottom, and I'm like, all right, and what's your point? Like, I'm like, I don't know what to say to that because I don't care about World Warriors. So it's usually like a mute point for me. But that's just me again. So
It's all
You
good.
know.
Oh,
No, well, in Black, the way we judge, we have a strike system. We're a little bit more. We're trying to push, and the only way to push is to push. You know what I mean? I know that sounds weird, but
push
so we
it.
have a strike. We have a
Push it
strike
real
system.
good.
If you get 3 strikes in a week, you have to explain what happened. The only way to not get strikes is to tell us something happened.
That just sounded funny.
What happened? I go all Tony Soprano on them.
I feel like you should, like, if you could see these people in person, that you should sit them in a corner with the dunce hat.
Yeah, what happened? Quietly. So tell me, buddy, what happened? No, so we have that, but we don't have any minimums to hit. So we judge per raid and we judge on the war. So if we used to do strikes based on raid points, but we figured that people hit those raid points and stop, and then they'd be like, "You can't touch me. I hit the raid points," and maybe they could have contributed more to the 100%. But we can't touch them because they followed our rules, So we kind of scrapped that, and we're going on a per basis judgment call. So someone sits at the beginning and doesn't raid. Obviously, if someone camps, that's not even a strike. That's like the fuck. But if someone does minimum nodes, we try and push them and come on, we can get the 100, and we judge and see how
I just
much,
don't like camping. You said camping. I don't like that at all. But
Yeah, 100%. It's a cardinal sin in our alliance, from top to bottom, to camp. It's the worst thing you can do.
yeah, I will boot the hell out of that person really quick. Like, if it happens, I tell them, like, this is your first and final warning.
Yeah.
Don't do it again. But I mean, I even hate it if you stay at the starting node the entire time, and then like the last hour you just knock out 5. I'm annoyed, but I'm like, okay, well, you knocked out 5. They were at the end, but you knocked out 5. Whatever. But
Right.
camping is just a whole nother thing that I just can't stand. But
Correct. So I mean,
ridiculous.
we judge on that. And we have an 8 minimum war attacks because that's the free amount. I mean, you get 8 without touching. So
what is
Yeah, I
y'all's in
mean-
white? Y'all's minimum for war?
Usually we just, as Braden mentioned, just getting in the minimum. It's about like the 7 or 8 around then. As long as we get them in and we're not capping out, because they have stressed about that, then we're good to go. And I did find the video. Shout out to Pace M for this because he is on the ball with a lot of this stuff, just about teams and raids and wars. And he sent the video out to us all about the shard, getting all those symbiote Spider-Man shards. So yeah,
Oh yeah, if you
so
do, the game is all math, and it's all numbers. If you break it down, it's the most boring thing. That's what I even tell. Like in raids, it's like, oh, how are we supposed to go? There's like 13 nodes. I don't want to have to buy energy, and I'm like, if you do your 5 at the beginning, wait 12 hours, do 5 again, and then before the end of the raid, you'll have another 3. You'll be able to hit everything. So just break it down, into numbers. So, no, I agree. I mean, I did the math myself for World Warrior to get to 7,000 minimum, and yeah, it's really not that hard to do.
And it really isn't with work. Well, hold on before I say that. I did want to say really quick, Strudel.
yes.
Your mic sounds kind of like it sounds like muffled.
Okay, hold on a second. This better, or let me fix it. This any better?
Yeah, a little bit.
It's a little better. I can understand it. Just earlier when you were talking a lot, it sounds muffled, like it's vibrating. But it sounds a little better right now. I just wanted to let you know.
Yeah, no. I try something just for good.
So definitely, World Warrior. It's not hard. I will agree. It's not. I mean, as long as you get on, you attack in your raid. If wars are going on, you just attack in your raid. Attack in your arena. Every time the refresh, you do your war, your arena, even your blitzing. Like it's not hard. It really isn't. It's just I don't know. It's hard for me to make that a requirement for everyone. It's like, hey, you fucked up in World Warrior at the bottom. Like he could be at the bottom of World Warrior, but he could be killing it in raids and war. Like I can't justify getting mad at someone for it. Like it's just not my thing. But like I said, that's just me though. But everyone here runs their teams differently, so it's not really it's not an issue. It's how you want to do it. I find it kind of fucked up when it's the deciding factor. Because I mean, I've talked to people before, and I was like, "Well, how's the player?" He like, "Well, he does really good. It's just he's really low on World Warrior, and we're looking to replace him." I'm like, "Well, that's kind of shitty," and like that's how I feel. Like, yeah. But
yeah.
And does this sound better at all?
Well, that does sound better.
Talking?
A lot better.
Yeah, that sounds better. Yeah.
Okay, good. So, and as you had mentioned before, just about talk and say, "Oh yeah, well, in World Warrior." I know there was a time there was just other stuff happening in real life for me that I couldn't do a lot of World Warrior, and I know our leader in white, Lat, short. His full name I can't to save my life. I don't want to ding it.
It's okay. I don't say
he's named after a Tool album, Lateralis.
Oh, really? Lateralis? Is that how you say it?
Yeah. I would believe so, yeah.
I'm really upset that I didn't catch that. I am legit upset right now.
So I know he and I had a talk about that, just personal wise about World Warrior, and he even said to me, I'm not gonna kick you right off the bat. Been here for time, but I wanted to let you know about this and responded, hey, thank you for letting me know and such. We got it worked out, so I'm still keeping up with stuff. I'm still enjoying the game.
Oh yeah,
that's key though.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you went
another thing first.
You're going very robotic right now.
Uh-oh. Is that better?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yeah, now we can hear you again.
So,
sound like T-Pain.
I do really appreciate all of the communication that we get in. So between the wars, the raids, anything and everything, I really do appreciate it. Even though sometimes I gotta go raid, gotta go do this, I'm busy. I still appreciate all that. So that's just from
Communication is key.
Yeah, it is.
I tell that to my
100%.
team all the time. They're like, "Well, what are your requirements?" I go, "Well, this is what we do. We do this, we do that. U7, we do this in war." I'm very generous in war attacks. I tell them 5. I usually do get more out of people. There are
Mhm.
some that give me a little less, but I'm generous with that. But I always tell them my importance thing is just communication. If you have an issue, something comes up,
Mhm.
post in our away or vacation channel, or just tell me. I don't care about anyone
Right.
else. If they don't know it, that's fine. Just tell me. I'm the one that's leading it. And
Mhm.
and leading is not always easy for some people because you either have your team, especially in Discord. If you're not a Discord team, you're just doing it in the alliance. They're usually pretty just chill, like in the
Mhm.
game. But in here,
Right.
you're gonna get your team always coming to you if something happens. If someone's arguing, things come up. If you're not as active, but your captains are, that's good. But
Mhm.
you still got to at least know what's going on, try to catch up. You got to be the law. You can't be scared
Yep.
to do things. Like you just got to be there for the team. And communication is a huge thing. And I know
Mhm.
Lat does that. From when
Yep.
he first joined, when it was being ran by someone else, he always communicated, and that's just really important to always do.
Mhm. Right. No, I agree with that. Communication is the unsung hero of Marvel Strike Force. Otherwise, if we didn't communicate, I don't know how things would be.
That's why, as being an admin here, like, okay, when I was like, yeah, I want to help you. Let me help you. And then when I became an admin and I started talking to everyone, I was like, I feel so bad for him. All these people. There's always something. I'm going to say that right now. There is never a day. There is never a fucking day where there is not an issue going on in the server. Oh my God, it's never a day. But I don't mind it.
Yeah.
Like I said before, I'm HR, so y'all come to me if something happens. But um, for
just
sure,
complain to
I see a
Rick
lot.
and then go, oh, I hate this. Oh, I'm tired. Oh.
Oh man, it's
Yeah.
it's thrilling. I can say that, But no,
Mhm.
it's fun. It's fun. I don't have very many problems with like too many people here. There's only been a couple of people where I've just whoo, just leave it at
Eh.
that. But those people are no longer in this alliance. If anyone is wondering, they are not in this alliance. So if you think I have an issue with you, if you're still in the alliance, you're good. Let's put it that way. That's the best way I could put it. So don't even worry about that. But that's cool. I'm glad
100%.
Lat was doing that. So,
Mhm.
teams, building teams, doing stuff. So, you know.
Let's
Oh man. But yeah. So let's talk about so
go a bit over the.
I talked about this
Yeah.
earlier.
Mhm.
Before we talk about a new character that's coming
Mhm.
out. 2 new characters actually. Strudel, do y'all do PvP very much?
Not much. I know a few of us do. I myself do. So just because I'd like to start building up and widening my roster.
Okay.
Just
Do you like it at all?
in my preference. Yeah.
Okay. So my complaint earlier is they're they're going to be redoing it again for real-time PvP. They're basically going to be adding matchmaking in there so people can
Mhm.
fight strangers or whatever. My complaint since PvP has always come out is I would like to have my own roster while the other person has their roster with no bans, things like that. Like just a real fight, practice
Mhm.
teams, or just have fun. Those are my thoughts. I don't. That's why I was wondering if I didn't know if if you liked it or did anything with it. So I was curious.
Yeah. Well, as an outsider looking, I think there are good. It is good. I think a lot of people, it's going to be from both sides. I like it. They're going to love it. Um, Probably, I would say, just as an, I guess, the most leaving before the match, during match, or even when they're battling. I feel like that's gonna be buggy, but Scope patch that out.
Really?
So I think that'll be just a few like minor bugs, but we'll just have to
Mhm.
wait and see. So that's all I can really say on that. I don't do much.
It's fair. I mean, it's all personal preference, so you can't go too far with it.
No, yeah. I mean, I'm not one for PvP right now. The new PvP mode, which will be more of a public access matchmaking. Don't know who you're going to match up against, but it will have rewards. I might change my mind. We have to see those rewards.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You know.
That's one of the new things is that there will be rewards now for win. So
Right.
that's cool.
I mean, if the rewards are gold, a lot of people will be on PvP like meth addicts. You know, all day and all night, red eyes.
Just
I need
scratching
one more
their scratching their necks like you got one more PvP, man. Like I need that. You got that scratch. You got that shine.
Exactly. Yep. So if it's gold or if it's like mini uniques or uniques in the superior category, there will be a lot of people who just spend all day, take days off work, sick leave,
This
just
is a this is a
So
stupid campaign node. I'm so sorry. I didn't. I'm sorry. I finally started the Squirrel Girl campaign, and I'm in one where there's like 4 Lokis, and they all just mind controlled like one person.
Yes. Oh my lord.
That was really fucking stupid. Sorry, I just lost it right there. But anyways, so there's 2 new characters coming out. Would you like to introduce one of those characters, Raven?
Yeah, I'll introduce Doc Ock. The reason I'm saying Doc Ock is I heard a lot of people in our server saying that they wished another character was coming, but I knew it was Doc Ock all along. They've been talking about Doc Ock for the last year. It's been rumors and whatever. So I mean, now he's official. He's coming out in September. We don't know much about him. All we do know, he's got a unique mechanism. It's going to go one of 2 ways. Either he's going to summon. Basically, you pick 5 of your Sinister Six, and apparently on his passive, he's going to summon the 6th member. So you're always going to have a team of 6 Sinister Six.
I get it. I get it.
So yeah, I know, right? Very clever. doing the clever. So no, so one of 2 ways. Either he's going to work like Mr. Sinister, where he's going to summon the missing Sinister Six and give him his power levels and red stars and whatever. Or the game will go sniffing through your roster and bring out the power level that you have. So if you had a strong Rhino, don't put him on your team, and then you would bring that strong Rhino in. Or if he's going to be working on the Mr. Sinister mechanism, where he'll just base it on his own power levels, leave out your weakest, and then and if Doc Ock is stronger than your weakest, then he'll summon a stronger version of the missing character.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that does make a lot of sense. I mean, the cool thing is too is like because you usually want Shocker in there because he adds that offense up for the attacks, and depending on who he hits, his ult just does pretty good damage all around to multiple characters. But I mean, yeah, we have to see how that works. I mean, I don't got a problem with Doc Ock coming. I like him and his bowl haircut, looking like Jim Carrey from Dumb and Dumber. It's cool.
He's a classic character. He's been around for a while. I mean, I don't.
And
think
they're bringing a classic outfit too.
They are. It looks like, yeah.
They're not bringing in, they're not bringing in Spider-Man's too. Like, let me be shirtless with my coat wrapped around my hips. Like,
I'm gonna use the sun's energy, Peter.
That voice.
We need to make
I did not like those movies even growing up.
Yeah, they weren't bad for a kid, but I mean.
Hold on 1 second.
No, you're good. No, I mean, yeah, as a
Yeah.
kid, like, they were good, but even like for me growing up, I mean, I like Spider-Man, but I saw those and I was just like, whatever. Like, I was just like, I'm good, whatever. But
Yeah. No, I
I
get
think
you. I get you.
I think Doc Ock would be a cool. I mean,
Hmm. He
I
would be.
think this sounds like it would be a good war defense if he's gonna summon
Mhm.
another one of the Synergy
No,
6 to make a full team.
that's my question. Is he going to even be a war team? Because they say the one that you don't use. What if you had a missing Sinister Six, whatever? Let's say Shocker. Or no, let's say Rhino or whatever. You're
Like
going to put them on your
you don't
defense.
have them unlocked.
Like you put them on your defense. Yeah. Okay, that's another scenario, but I'll come back to that. So let's say
Okay.
you put Green Goblin on defense with some other people, whatever.
Mhm.
And will he still summon the Green Goblin? Will he ignore the fact that you've used him on defense when you put him on offense? You know what I mean? Or if you put him on defense, will they still will he be able to still use Green Goblin later on offense? Or will they
I'm
gray him out for that because he's being used on your defense
I'm gonna
automatically?
take that as whatever the way they coded it. So I'm
Yeah.
thinking is whoever you did not put on your team is gonna just come up as a summon, regardless if they're being used elsewhere. Like if that's how the kit works, I'm sure they would have to specify that in some way.
Right.
But I'm the way it sounds, I would think that if you did not put him in the selection, then that's gonna get summoned at one point. So
Right.
that's why I thought like that would make it a pretty to me, like that would be a pretty devastating war defense because you're fighting 5 and all of a sudden this dude's gonna summon a 6th one. And
Yeah. Right. But yeah, I get you. But I mean, with war, you can either have defense or offense. And if he summons, is he gonna again? Is he gonna? What depends on the mechanism they implement. But if he's summoning off your roster, are they going to make that character unavailable then? Because like I said, you can either have defense or offense. So if they're going to summon, so you're going to have potentially your missing Sinister Six as defense and as offense.
I have
Potentially.
no idea. I don't know.
So
Maybe Scopely will do something good with that. I have no idea. Other
that's
the
why.
wiser. So
That's why
I
I'm
don't know.
thinking they're going to be gearing them as offense. I think. I don't think we're going to get many defensive teams coming up soon, anytime soon. I mean, the way I'm predicting, I think it'll be Hand and Ravagers. They both will get reworks and as defensive teams.
Oh, I've been waiting for Hand to get a rework. I don't
Yeah.
care for them, but like I said before, everyone goes through a rework. I mean, this was before Taskmaster came out, and they were always asking like, "Well, mercs suck." I go, "They'll probably get a rework. Everyone does, because when they introduce a new character, they get a rework." And that's when we had the conversations. I think there was I don't remember how long ago it was, but it was way before Taskmaster came out, and we were talking like, "Well, who would be good for mercs?" And I just started listing a bunch of people, and I was like, "Well, Taskmaster. I mean, he's a merc. He goes through all these people." And then, sure enough, later on, we're introducing Taskmaster. I'm like, well, there you fucking go. Like,
no, I get it. No, I understand that. I was actually thinking of a pretty cool mechanism if they had to rework Hand, because there's not really, other than Kingpin being the current leader of Hand, by the way, in the comics, if they don't really have to introduce a new character to Hand, what they could do is rework Elektra. What they could do potentially is give her a Phoenix-like quality, not the level of power that Phoenix has.
Oh, I was gonna say, what the fuck?
No, but imagine killing Elektra and then she summons a version of Elektra called Dark Sky. Maybe buff up her everything, like same moves, but buff everything up by 50 or 100%. So she's a little bit more strong.
You're going for that one, huh?
Yeah, I mean, she was that in the books. She was Elektra, Nachios, and then she became Dark Skies. Right.
Okay.
So that's even in the Netflix show. That's what happened to her, right? From Daredevil to Defenders.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
yep. Yeah.
became
Season
Dark Sky.
2 of Daredevil was when she had her death, and
Yeah.
the Defenders finished. Because okay, you know what? I don't want to talk about this because I'm gonna start ranting about.
Mm.
Yeah, that still makes me really sad. So,
But I mean, that would be okay. I mean, they don't. Otherwise, other than reworking Kingpin into Hand, other than reworking Kingpin into as a leader of Hand, who else can they bring in? Gorgon? Do you know Gorgon?
I'm not really
You know.
too knowledgeable about Hand. I don't know about you, Strudel. I don't know too much about Hand.
No.
No, that's my point. I mean, people will be like, eh? I don't think Hand's coming back into the movie realm anytime soon. So Elektra would be the best bet. Make her the leader, the de facto leader of the Hand, rework her, and make
Or they
her.
could just
you
could
know?
just rework Kingpin and change his summons from Mercs to Hand.
Yeah, they could. I mean, technically, he's leading the Hand in the comics right now, I believe. So
And he could be the defense up for them.
yeah, I mean, they could do that. I mean,
Like,
other
they
than
could use it.
like really, if you go on the Wikipedia page of Hand, which I've done a few times, because I've been thinking of this, like, who can they bring in? And if you go and check who's the members, you have Kingpin, who's the current leader. Another popular one will be Lady Bullseye. Mystique and Sabretooth, no, but they're already Marauders. Matsuo Tsuyaraba, I don't know if I pronounced that right, but no, I don't think so. Another option, Typhoid Mary. She could be introduced.
I can't handle some of these names.
Mary got me. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And then you have White Tiger. Former members: Echo, Gorgon, Hobgoblin, Psylocke, Wolverine, Black Tarantulas. There's so many unknowns. There's really only Kingpin, and Kingpin or rework Elektra, and former leader maybe Gorgon. I think he made an appearance in the Netflix shows. Gorgon.
All right, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. So I don't know. I just don't touch those. Well, yeah, maybe so. So I just don't touch those.
To rework Ravagers would be easy. Just bring in Taserface. Done.
Yeah.
I just made the biggest mistake. I wasn't paying attention, and I just started my blitz.
Oh yeah.
And I went against an Asgard team with my defenders.
Oof.
I wasn't paying attention, so I already lost JJ, so that's what I get for not paying attention.
Yeah.
So Doc Ock, that's awesome. We have
you're gonna need
one more.
Good news. You're gonna need X-Force to unlock them, and I think that's good news because they will have to make X-Force farmable. I don't know when, but they will have to.
That's another good topic. White, we were actually talking about that, about what X-Force will look like when they are farmable. And I had thought we'll get later on in 20.
You were cutting out right there.
Rest of this year, but oh wait, am I breaking it?
Yeah, you're breaking out. Breaking out. What the hell did I just say?
You're getting acne. You're breaking out.
Break it out in the damn.
Yeah, if you clean your face, your mic will start working. Like apparently that's what my mind went to.
I'm sorry. I know I have bad acne, but come on, man.
You just hear the water running. He's like, I'm trying, guys. Does it sound better?
Oh, that was gross.
God damn it.
Yeah. Oh. So you were saying X-Force farmable.
Yes, we were talking about that. If I can scroll up, I essentially thought, well, maybe they'll throw them into one or two of them into the newer camp. Doctor Doom comes out in Dark Dimension 4 and the rest of that. But we had so again, our good captain Pace M talked about this. He didn't think that any of the X-Force will go to Blitz because he thought that too many people have that currency up. So he thought maybe one in the raid war.
Right.
Yeah, so
I think one will go to Blitz. And
I think
my reasoning for that is the new Blitz update coming out.
Right.
Right. Maybe
Because
one will go to Blitz. Or they might throw a curveball and put it onto the new Ultima store, which will piss off a lot of people.
well, they potentially could do that. The only reason why
Yeah.
I brought up the new Blitz mode was because they're going to adjust it. So if I read it correctly, you know how you get the refreshes, what is it, like every 2 hours or whatever right now?
Right.
So they're going to be
Gonna reduce
limiting, from what I read, they're going to be limiting the number of free refreshes for each character, and it's going to change it to a 24-hour period.
So one Blitz for 24 hours.
Yeah, so
and you get like 6 Blitz for free or something.
You have to have multiple teams for sure. So if they're going to make it more difficult for that, and at the same time they're going to reduce the points earned for taking on, as they say, extremely powerful opponents. So they're trying to say that we want you to have more time in the game. Like, listen here, motherfuckers. Like, Scopely, fix this shit. Because if I blitz, I'm already done with everything. That's my passing time. So
no, but I mean, I like it. I mean, if they're gonna make it 24 hours for a new character launch, fuck it, yeah. I mean, I'm tired.
And that's
of
why I
trying
think
to
that's why I
I'm
think
tired
they
of
would
chasing
put
10
someone
million.
there. No, I totally agree. I just
know?
saying, like, I think that's why they would add a newer character in there, because the way they're changing Blitz. So it could be a little bit more difficult and waiting much longer to get those shards in. You know,
True.
like
Possible.
that's what I'm
very
thinking.
possible.
So
Yeah.
you know, that was just mine.
Right.
I'm just thinking on it. So, but you
No,
never
it's
know. I'm for
possible.
sure one's gonna pop up in Arena. I think we can agree on that.
I think we're gonna get the 3 of them that we need. We're gonna get a campaign node. We're gonna get a raid store and a war store. What was the last raid store update? The ad. Let's check. The last time they added anything to raid store.
I just don't ever see like anything like crazy pop up in raids, anyways.
I mean, the last new character they added to raid store, if I'm not stupid, is Namor. And how long ago was that? Is it Namor or Namor? How do you pronounce that? I pronounce it Namor.
I was just copying what you said. I didn't actually I didn't mean that as a correction.
So it's Namor or Namor or whatever more. They might put him into
no more.
no. They might put him into They might put the raid store update. I'm pretty sure that Namor was a long time ago. They really haven't done anything in the raid store in a while.
Fair enough.
So it could be raid store, war store, and a campaign node. I don't think they're going to put arena, blitz. I think they're going to put a campaign node. I think they're going to find which motherfucker has 2 nodes. I think Shield. Hold on. They could easily replace 1 node for medic, because medic at the moment, Shield medic has 2 nodes. So they could replace 1.
Yeah, probably. They usually do that. You're right. It's a good point. I wasn't thinking about that at all. Well, we're definitely gonna find out. So before anything else, there is one more character that's going to be coming out in the most annoying way ever. Do you know who that is, Strudel?
Yes, it is.
Who is it?
No, it's not me.
Oh shit! Unlock Strudel now, and it just plays like that crazy like 80s like rock music. Like, do you remember back in the day when Crossfire came out? Crossfire! Yo, get caught up in the crossfire!
Strudel, you got to introduce this character in the accent.
I hope that's y'all know how.
I hope-
I'm not that old, by the way, just because I know that. Just want to say that.
Now come down to my own
just-
castle, and it is I, Dr. Victor Von Doom.
Damn, look at look at you. Hold on, what the fuck? Like
I will be at the end of Dark Dimension 4, and for anyone who completes it, the first one who does will come along with a host of rewards if you can survive.
I feel like-
There we go.
I feel
I'm
like
in the movies.
I feel like
I'm
Doctor
in-
Doom aged a little bit there, and he was telling me a story. Like,
Yeah, he's in the
Old Man Doom. That'll be
Old
the
Man
Old
Doom. Oh my god, that's great. Dark Dimension 4, Victor
Yeah.
Von Doom.
And the
I just have
requirement
one
is-
wish.
Requirement
Go on.
is tier 15 for gear, correct? Now?
Yep.
Yeah.
Positives
even
and
s-
negatives.
I haven't even started 3.
Positive side being mini uniques are going to become farmable in a new campaign. So getting to tier 14 is not going to be the mission it is now. But getting to tier 15, we have to see what it takes to get to tier 15.
Maybe. I mean, I didn't even do like DD1 until like a year into the game, just because I didn't care for it. Well, we had this conversation. And
No,
for
I'm
anyone
the same
listening,
mentality.
yeah.
I've been waiting for DD4, at least news of DD4 before I even tried to go to DD3.
Mhm.
The rewards of DD3 by itself are just like, you know. I
Yeah.
don't wake up for shit like that. So I mean, it's now
Don't
that
wake up for
Dr. Doom is-
shit like that.
I don't. I mean,
that
what is
just
it?
sounded funny.
I sleep. Doctor Doom, real shit.
He's just like, he got me up, and I'm just saying, take that how you
he
want.
He did. Now I have to do Doctor Doom. I have to get Doctor Doom, so I have to do DD3 so I can get the material. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
And-
do you think getting Doctor Doom is going to be like Ultron? Like, is Doom going to become the new Ultron for any book, for
100%.
any team?
100%. I don't think Doctor Doom reports to no one. He's got no affiliation. He is Doctor Doom. He might work with people, but he is, the ruler.
Okay, yeah. So, okay, how about if I throw a character out there for anyone? Super
Mhm.
Skrull.
Hmm.
What if he was a Dark Dimension character that ever came out?
If they're going to do Dark Dimension characters, they have to do one that is immensely game-breaking. You remember when Ultron released? And then, let's say 1,000 people had Ultron at that point, and it was all over Arena and in war. And you're like, oh my god, we have to fight the Ultron. And people will get together around the fire and discuss tactics. We'll triple team it and beat the Ultron, And now it's like Ultron, oof, okay. So it's like you got Black Bolt, okay, take him out. But we don't even waste Black Bolt on him, to be honest now. So for me, I mean, if you're gonna have somebody, you need someone to strike the fear into other people. And when I mean gaming fear, obviously, like not translated into real life. That would be weird. But we need to we need something that'll be like, shit, this guy's got whatever character. Oh my god, what are we gonna do? And we had that with Ultron for a good while until they released the hard counter to Ultron.
That's
So,
fair. Yeah.
Super Skrull, I don't know if he fits the bill of that. Maybe a legendary if they ever release a Skrull team. But I don't know if he could be a Dark Dimension character. Like I was thinking, if it wasn't going to be Doctor Doom, it could be someone like Annihilus, or I don't know.
It's got to be someone that's just give us
High level.
Galactus. We'll take Galactus.
Yeah, it'll just be a giant hand. You won't actually see the character, but when you pull the moves, you'll just see like a hand or a mouth or something.
It'd be like
Yeah.
what is it? Mysterio's ult, but it's bigger. Just
Or Silver Surfer.
It could be Silver Surfer. Yeah, he's powerful
know.
enough. Could be Silver Surfer. We could get another Asgardian or whatever. We could get not Asgardian, but we could get the Destroyer. You know.
And these are all just. This is just us just shooting the shit, but Doctor Doom finally coming in. When I first got on this game 2 years ago, and Greek Raids came out, and you see Doom just talking shit like I'm testing you. I'm like, okay, when the fuck does Doom come in? You know, like I want to play as him. So we can totally. Sorry, I just got distracted. That's cool, Raven. Yeah, we can add. This is going to be a little bit longer of a podcast today. We're going to treat y'all. So if anyone wants to listen, we are. We're I mean, I've seen podcasts go for, and I'm sorry, I didn't mean to just jump somewhere. I got thrown off. I've seen podcasts go over 2 hours before, and I'm kind of like, man, what do y'all talk about? But I don't like. It's crazy. You know, podcasts, times they range from, I've seen them range from 30 minutes, sometimes a little bit less, up to an hour.
I've listened to a 9-hour podcast before.
Well, there you go. So,
it can go on.
Yeah. So,
I don't want to put a 9-hour podcast, but I mean, if it was for charity, we could. But I mean,
yeah.
Yeah.
So, what I was saying before was like, I'm glad they're finally bringing him in because, I got tired of just seeing him trying to test me in a Greek raid. I'm like, well, when can we play? It was like Red Skull. I got tired of seeing him pop up in campaign nodes or other, Dark Dimension, but you couldn't play as him. So I'm glad they're finally bringing him.
Yeah, I agree.
So that's a great thing. So Dr. Doom, I hope that's a good excitement. The reason why this is going to go on a little longer is we have someone else we are going to bring in. We're going to talk about the lead. Oh my God, it's your leader, Strudel. What'd you do? Oh yeah, you better behave, mother. No. So the reason why we're bringing him in today is talk about theory crafting for teams. So we are going to get him. Well, I did see him there. Now, okay, there he is. I was like, the fuck you went. So okay, we're going to go ahead and bring the leader of our White Alliance. God, I don't like the way that sounds. White flock, like it none of it sounds okay. Well, I'm so sorry. So we're gonna bring in Lateralis, and yeah, so hey. Hello.
Welcome, Lat. Welcome to the podcast.
Hello. How are you?
Yeah.
Hey, so well. I never realized that your name was part of Tool band.
Yeah.
And I just found that out today, and I was really upset. So when you listen to this, you're gonna hear that later. I just wanted to throw that out there for you.
Which bit are you upset with? The fact that my name is part of Tool, or the fact that you didn't realize until now?
The fact that I didn't realize until now.
Okay, that's fine. I thought you were upset about the other thing.
No. I was upset that I didn't realize what it was. So Strudel here was saying that he didn't want to say your full name because he didn't want to mispronounce it. So Raven corrected him. I'm sorry, I just threw you under the bus. But then again, when everyone listens to this, they're going to hear you. But so Raven was like, "Oh yeah, it's Lateralis," and I was like sitting here like, "Man, that sounds familiar." And he goes, "It's from Tool," and I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, so I was really upset with that, but welcome. I'm glad you're here. This is the first time I'm actually getting to hear you after being in our alliance for so long.
Yeah, that's right. And well, aside from, I suppose the first time I heard you, Pom, was the first podcast. So yeah, I've been in Flock now for 5 months, I think. So yeah, small world.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, I don't got anything. I'm just glad you're still here. So after everything that's happened. So
yeah, we've had some dramas, haven't we?
Yeah, I mean, not with us specifically, as anyone who listens to doesn't know, but we're not going to get into that today. So
for sure.
So give us your opinion on Dr. Doom. That was the topic of discussion before you came in.
Yeah. I mean, it's it's a great character to add to the game. I'll be really interested to see his kit. You've got to assume that he's going to be completely OP in the same way that Ultron was when he was first introduced.
That's what Raven said.
It's going to be so difficult to unlock him. I mean, I think there's something like only 1,500 people who have even completed DD3 at this point in time. And given that the requirements for DD4 are going to be gear tier 15, and having already seen the sort of the gear requirements for that.
Don't forget DD3, you need to build multiples. You need at least 8 people to go in, minimum.
Yeah. It's 5 is the actual minimum in terms of like the number that you actually have to, but in terms of being able to get through it, sure, it's
you need it. No, you need to build off the certain origins. You need global, city, and cosmic.
But you only need.
You only need minimum. The minimum is 8. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought the minimum was 5 to actually get in, and because the first 4 nodes are any trait, aren't they?
Any trait, yeah, but they're a little bit tough. So you need 5, but then those 5 might not all be city, or might not all be global.
Yeah, sure.
But then you would need to actually build. But
yeah, I don't know when I'm going to hop into DD3, so I'm just going to say that now.
We are thinking Secret in black, Secret Operative, one of my captains. He postulates that DD4, sorry, I'm jumping ahead, DD5.
God damn.
DD4 is going to require traits. So you're going to require bios and tech, and you're going to require mutants for different modes.
Right. Yeah.
So that might make it a little bit more tough. And that's probably where they're going with it. They're going to go in a way that the Greek grades go. Alpha is origin, and then beta is traits, and I forgot the word for it, but gamma is more I don't know what do they call that in games? Teams, right?
Yeah, it's teams, isn't it? Because it's like Brotherhood or X-Men or Shield or AIM or
exactly. So DD6 could be that.
It's going to be a pain in the ass regardless.
DD6. Whoa.
Yeah. I'm thinking ahead.
You already thought ahead once, and you said 5. Now you're at 6.
Before the night is through, it'll be 7.
I haven't even done 3 yet, man. You just added 2 more.
So I'm calling a prediction. I'm calling a prediction is going to be trait based. You're going to have to need tech for 2 or 3 nodes. You're going to need bio for 2 or 3 nodes. It's going to be like beta raids, but more tough.
That's going to be that is going to be a pain. I mean, like I said, I haven't done 3, but that's just because I haven't wanted to. But I also don't have the teams to do any of it. But at the same time, I never even wanted to do 1 or 2. And like I said, I finally did DD1 a year into the game because I was like, okay, let me get this over with. And then I worked on teams. But now I want to get through it because I wouldn't mind Dr. Doom. Like, I'm not even going to lie.
Right. And wait for the release, because they're going to release a new campaign, like I was saying, that will make farming of the mini uniques that you need. They're going to make farming of them a lot easier. Even if the campaign might be tough to get through, you'd be able to at least farm them. Unlike now, where you have to just sacrifice a chicken to get the piece you need.
Yeah, it is complete potluck at the moment. It's just hoping on the war store and the gold store every time it refreshes. Like, great, do I get another 1 or 2 of the mini uniques? Brilliant! I've only got another 58 to go for this character.
Exactly. So they're going to make that easier, so that's a plus side. They're going to get through DD3 quicker, but then DD4 is going to be. We don't know what you're going to need to get to tier 15. We don't know if it's going to require mini uniques.
I know. I know a few months back I was saying that they're going to add a level 80 for us.
Right.
And I said this a while back. Like, and when I say a while back, I mean, it was a long time ago. But I always said they're going to go to 80. I wouldn't put it past them that they would go to 100. And sure enough, when I was scrolling through the achievements, I saw the update there. Yeah, it's there again. So I'm pretty sure
to get to tier 15. I don't think they're going to keep it at 75 for tier 15. You need to be 75 for tier 15.
we actually do have that information because MSF.gg has managed to extract it from the data files. So if you go, they've updated all of the stats for their characters. They now go up to set level 80 and gear tier 15. In order to get there, so you need before, for instance, if you wanted to take a bio character up to 14, you would need it's 30 isomers, isn't it, per piece on the left hand side, and then half as many phosphates, and then it's I think it's like 18 MRI scans. So that's just for the left bit of gear for one piece. Now you need 50, 25, and
a unique. They normally have a unique on the left side. Left side middle is unique.
Yeah, right. So left side you usually have the ordinary unique. So it's 25 of those, and they remain. So that's again for the bio characters. Well, of course, it depends upon which character it actually is. So, like Captain Marvel's adamantium. So you need 25 of those. So it's actually not too bad because you need 20. You need 24 at the moment, don't you, to get up?
Yeah, 24 to get to 14. So you probably need 48 of them to get to 15.
No, apparently not. Apparently you only need to get. You still only need 25. So it's only one more. And it's a different mini unique that they're introducing, I think. I don't think they're using the mini uniques that you need to get up to 14. I think
that's what I said.
Yeah.
That's what I said. So I'm actually hoping they make it really tough, because the guy that finished DD3, he did it in like 2 days, and it kind of took the mystique away from it. I want no one to have Doctor Doom for at least a month. So we can all be like, oh, who's going to get it? Who's going to get it? You know?
Yeah. The problem is the guys who've already completed DD3 have just are sitting on an absolute ton of superior gear. So they're not going. It's not difficult for them to get up to 15, except for the uniques. So that's the only choke point. I suppose, it will probably take. I imagine it will probably take quite a bit of time for people to actually assemble the teams that they need, just because of the amount of time it will take to farm.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
It's difficult to know how, like, if you had, like the theoretical perfect team, maxed out characters, 7 gold, 6 or 7 red on all of them, because they can't make the campaign so difficult that you just can't get through it. So that presumably means that, however they make it, it basically has to be easy for anybody who's got a completely maxed team, because it has to be easy enough for the people who don't. So, yeah, I reckon it will probably take a while before anybody actually gets into DD4, but then once they do, I wouldn't be at all surprised if they finish it very quick.
Yeah.
I'll be curious to see who beats it first, and then if Scopely is going to do what Foxnet used to do and reward the players for
into the mythos.
Because they usually pick like whatever someone went in there for a character. They usually like, all right, we're going to reward all of y'all with some shards of these characters that these guys use. So I wonder if they're going to follow that tradition and also adding that person's name into the game, because while it may seem, so it's like, while that may be something small, Foxnet next did. Oh my God, they did. I wonder if Scopely is going to follow that tradition.
Probably. It's something. I think they wouldn't, because Scopely took the developers. They basically took a shell. They took the whole company, brick and mortar, the whole thing. They didn't pick and choose. They're not taking their own developers. They took everybody that was there. So nothing has changed. It's just a new name. As far as I know, they're going to keep it as they're going. You know.
Okay. Well, that's good then. Yeah, I wasn't sure about that. So that's cool. Okay.
Yeah. So
it's such a popular thing that they did for the players, wasn't it? I mean, everybody loves getting free Hela. Like, so there's always set up an expectation that they'll do it again. So it's a bit of a rod for their own backs, because if they don't do it again, people are just going to be really pissed.
100%, yeah. So another part of the new update, they're going to replace Wolverine on the daily logins for people that have maxed him out. Thankfully, they're going to do that now. Someone was joking that they're going to just swap Wolverine and Hulk.
That's so
And
stupid.
Cerebro, the community manager, we replied saying, "How did you know?"
Yeah.
So-
Yeah. That's
I hope not.
that's definitely Cerebro having a bit of fun.
So I'm thinking it's going to be Night Nurse who they're going to replace with.
Yeah. That's fine if they rework her and make her like the best healer in the game. But
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. No, I don't know. I don't think they're going to put a character. I think they're going to put something else in the replacement. Maybe Superior something or Gear or something. I don't think they're going to put another character in there if you've maxed him out. Because that's what they're saying specifically. It's going to be Wolverine until you 7-star him.
yeah.
So I don't think they're going to put another character there. It would be nice if they did, but I don't think they will do that. So
Yeah, or it has to be a character that because that's the problem, isn't it? They can't put like an old sort of marquee, very famous Marvel character in. Like they can't put basic Spider-Man in there because everybody else. It's the same problem. Everybody's got him maxed, or everybody's been playing the game for longer than 9 months or whatever, or a year.
I mean, as long,
and
if
can't
they
put-
just
can't
need to
put-
put someone that makes sense. It just don't put an old character that everyone is already like at 6, close to 7. Like at least put someone worthy of that.
yeah, but they
of those
can't go
daily
too
rewards.
OP because then they can't go too much. Like they can't put Cyclops in there.
Well, no, I mean, I'm not going like do that. Like, I mean, honestly, I really don't know who they could put in there. But
what would be a really, really cool thing for them to do is actually do that as a release of a new character.
I guess they could do. Yeah,
Because
that
then,
would be
because then nobody has that character to start off with. And everybody is actually getting that thing of, oh, great, I get to log in every day and I get more shards to this brand new character that nobody has. That'd be quite a cool way to release one.
They could do it like Hulk, or they could do it like Coulson, whereas it was 180, and nobody could buy that character. I mean, even though you can buy offers for Wolverine, you couldn't. I don't think you could buy offers for Hulk.
Yeah.
And you couldn't buy offers for Coulson when he first came out in the milestones. So everyone was equal. Everyone was equal. Everyone got the launch at the same time, and everyone was started off at the same playing field. And yeah, I mean, they could do something like that. 180. It'll take 180 days. What 180 divided by 5? Shit, my math. 36 days. Yeah, take about a month to unlock him.
yeah, it's fair.
That's quite good.
Yeah.
Probably have to be, yeah.
Mm.
I mean, they wouldn't do it with any of the characters. I mean, like, it's not going to be Emma Frost, for instance. Well, I mean, they could really throw a curveball and release her that way. But,
I wouldn't complain.
I think, sure, yeah. It's probably going to be a character that's not sort of tremendously powerful, but they're quite happy for everybody to be able to get up to 7-star eventually, without basically any investment at all.
You know who they could have used, but they can't now because of the rework and changes for new tunes, is they could have thrown Thanos in there before rework, but now that it came out, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, they probably still could, but I mean, they could throw anyone in there, really. It's just which one's going to make the most sense for people. Like, yeah. So before we will.
Yeah.
So before we get super long on this podcast, this is the longest we've gone so far. And if you're still
1 hour 18 minutes.
this is amazing. I commend y'all to actually make it through this. So hopefully nothing we say is boring or out of this or nonsense. But theory crafting of teams.
That's actually why I dragged Lat in. I know that's
literally, just dragged them on in here. So
yeah, that's pretty much exactly how it works.
So I'm a person. I like to make makeshift teams. I'm not huge on meta, even though when you go to war, it's it's needed as much as I hate it. So I like to just make some teams and see how well they work.
Mhm.
So what are some teams that you've thrown together for arenas or anything?
Yeah. So actually, when you said that meta teams are kind of needed for war, I agree with you up to a point. I think you need them on defense, but actually on offense, I've been having some really good success running a mixture of some meta stuff and some not.
Okay, yeah.
One team that I really like is they're both designed to beat up on Asgardians. If you scrub attack to get rid of the first attacks of Hela, Thor, and Sif, they can both punch up pretty well against Asgard. Otherwise, they can punch across depending upon what room you're in, what buffs you've both still got left, etc. etc. So one is a team of the symbiotes plus Hela and Loki, and that team is really, really good at just going off before the other side even get one complete turn in, because you have that nice combination of Loki and Hela to give defense down on their guy. Carnage then goes in and applies all of his bleeds. Symbiote Spider-Man goes in and prolongs them, and then Hela spreads them all to the entire team. And against Asgardians, you can do a variation of that where you use Hela, you use a special on Thor to disrupt him rather than spread all of the stuff on the first turn. And that prevents him getting stealth from Loki. And then you can just beat up on him. And then once he's down, it's much easier to take out the rest of the team. So that's pretty good, and that's been really successful for me in war and in sort of blitz as well. That's a good 8.3 blitz team. Another team that I use. So in my arena, I've got at the moment it's Ghost Rider, Hela, Ultron, Minerva, and Invisible Woman. And that holds up. I mean, that keeps me in top 20 consistently in arena at the moment. That's even with quite a few people with Black Bolts around, which is quite surprising. So I assume that team would not do very well against Black Bolts. I don't know whether it's just because people don't play very well. I have a suspicion that may be the case, but no, it seems to hold up pretty well. I think because they have too many targets that they have to try and hit on turn one. Makes it very difficult for them to get rid of Invisible Woman, and then once she starts taking over the game, that's kind of it. Particularly if Ghost Rider is then sort of slapping them in the face every time they kill one of your guys. And a variation of that in arena, which uses. So the only two supernaturals that I have built up are Ghost Rider and Mordo, but those two just by themselves are just amazingly powerful, particularly against Asgard. Because of the heal blocks from Mordo, and then sort of Ultron plus Invisible Woman, and then Captain Marvel to provide the burst damage on turn one. Again, that's a good team for sort of building up, punching up in the right circumstances and punching across in the rest. But yeah, one of the things I really like about this game is the ability to sort of theory craft and not have to be constrained by meta teams.
Yeah,
I started quite early on. I sort of realised that actually I'm not going to try and worry too much about investing in teams. I'm just going to invest in all the best characters there are, because I can assemble really good teams just by using those. And there's nations out there. And then once you build them up and you establish your roster, then you can branch out. But start with the best characters. There's no reason to build up a whole load of there's no reason to build up a whole load of AIM minions really high when you've got the option of unlocking legendaries and building up those high, or building up symbiotes really high, or Captain Marvel and Hela and Ghost Rider and all that sort of stuff. And great characters, they'll come. So I mean, philosophy to it.
Go ahead, Raven.
No, nothing.
Oh, okay,
go
ahead. So I have one. What did you take on fighting mercs? I know everyone hates fighting mercs. Well, not everyone. I'm sure some people are like, they're fine, but mercenaries with Taskmaster, I've seen them go against some of my teams. Not my teams, I'm sorry, my members when they're fighting in war, and they just get destroyed. And I heard Brotherhood 2.0 can beat them, but have you tried any makeshift teams that can take them out?
Yeah, so we've been fairly lucky in that we've not faced huge numbers of high-level mercs in our wars. As an alliance, we've only properly been warring for a few months, and we're gold 2 at the moment, and we're about mid gold 2. So I think we're on 740 something.
Oh, okay.
Points after the last war. So we face Asgardians a lot. I mean, that's consistently. I mean, I take out probably about 3 Asgardian teams myself pretty much every war. But not often having to come up against mercs. I think just people don't have them built as highly as Asgard in the same numbers. To be honest, the most consistent team I've found for taking them on has been Power Armor, actually. That's probably just based upon my roster. But they are a nightmare to go against. I'm always punching down against them. Power Armor is pretty much the only team that I don't have to punch down by, sort of 2/3 the power of my team.
Their speed alone is just ridiculous.
Yeah, it's the turn 1. It's their turn 1 where Taskmaster assists on sort of every attack, and they just crush your team before you even get started. It's crazy.
No, yeah, I've just been punching up about 15k, but I'm just using my Black Order. To be honest, I'm a little bit lazy to try and craft something better. But I save my Black Order for them.
Yeah,
they punch the Black Order punches up on them pretty well. So I don't really have that much issue with mercs these days. The key to Black Order is it's Obsidian Cull. If you get that guy high enough with good red stars, he's going to just assist on everybody and kill. Basically, he's a vengeful bastard. So
I know our last war that just went through, there was it was a 346k Marauders team with I can't remember who they had, and I can't really see the images because everyone's X'd out. Oh, Minerva. That's who they filled that 5th spot in, was Minerva. I didn't have a team to fight those. I don't really like fighting the Marauders, especially with Mr. Sinister, because the heals and then the cloning. And then Strife is just an annoying tank. Like, he's a really good protector. So I threw in the best team I think was probably there. I threw a 447k Defenders. So and I heard the silence. It's cool. I get it. Defenders, Defenders, we all know struggle with pretty much every team now for the most part. Surprisingly, except for AIM. I don't understand that. But I won that fight. And the only person I lost was Punisher. It hurt my feelings. But I won that fight. But the team was stronger. But we all know Defenders is,
Yeah, they're not what they used to be.
They're not. So I was surprised to beat that. I just wanted to say that because I was really proud of that. But because Marauders alone already are a pain in the ass too. So you have, and that's the thing that's really good about theory crafting.
And they're going to get worse.
Yeah, very much so. And that's why I like theory crafting, is because you have these great defense teams, Marauders, Mercenaries, Asgardians. I'm still going to say Shield with Coulson because they can sometimes still be really annoying, but not as much as before. But with just Mercs, Hydra, and the Marauders, Asgardians, even sometimes if you fight a Black Order team on defense, those 5 teams can kick your ass.
Right.
So, like with theory crafting to find the teams that can work best, like you're going to have this one person that doesn't go with the team, but you know what? He's good at getting rid of debuffs. But we have this one who's going to do all the damage while everyone else can pull energy. Like, it's however you can pull it, as long as they have synergy, it works. And I think with those 5 teams, it's important because those, as you get higher, are those teams get tough. And Mercs can kill 2 people on your team before you even get a chance to attack.
Yeah.
And then when you finally do get to attack, the shield Merc is already taunting. You hit him, it does nothing. Lieutenant heals him, and then you're just like, well, this fight's over.
And then it taunts again, and he keeps taunting until he dies.
I can't stand it.
He's a mousy bastard.
I'm just like, ugh. But theory crafting,
that's why they released X-Force, isn't it?
Yeah. No, X-Force.
Everybody's getting sick of Mercs, so
I don't know. X-Force. We tried against Mercs. They're not having that. I think X-Force is more of a definite Asgard punch-up.
Yeah, that's what they were built at. But I was reading quite a lot of people saying that they were finding that the X-Force was doing unexpectedly well against Mercs. And I don't know whether that's kind of relatively speaking. It's not that they were doing well against Mercs, it's just they were doing a lot better than any other choice.
Maybe.
But I don't have X-Force built anywhere near high enough to be able to be able to comment properly. But that's only my third. But.
We lost Strudel.
Yeah, well, he left and got to work, so it's nice having him on as well.
He had to go to work. Okay, yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Well, for sure. I mean, that makes sense. We have, like I said, this has been our longest podcast so far, so we're still new at this. Yeah. We're working with it, but
I think this has been our most free-flowing one. I think this one.
Oh, definitely. I mean, we started talking about coffee in the very beginning of this, so So on a side note, I had to run a. Oh, my phone just went off. If anyone heard that was Mega Man, by the way. I had to run to my door because I got packages delivered, and I ordered some whetstones.
Oh, okay.
Start getting those knives sharp, because you know me, I like to cook, so you gotta have sharp knives, man. But
of course.
I kind of liked the discussions today for sure because we didn't focus on just one thing. We were all over the place for sure, but there was a lot of good points. The theory crafting for these tunes though is what's important. I hope someone takes any of that just a little bit away because meta is great, and I will agree. Meta is definitely more of the defense side.
For sure.
I think attacking is even in arena.
You need to see if a team's AI. We'll say AI, but just the team's the way the team works on computer base, like on auto, how it works. Yeah. And if it works good on defense, then go for it. Like power armor and defense suck because their timing is completely off. I mean, Vulcan will discharge his ultimate before getting offense up, and then he'll do it. Then he'll do his special, which has no damage on offense up, and waste his offense up. The only one that's okay is War Machine. He still gets it off, his stuff off on offense when things are defense down and things are offense up. But otherwise, power armor on AI is not good, and that's why.
And that's the thing to remember too. Is like even if AI, they're always going to use the strongest ability first.
Exactly.
So
whatever's available,
the only thing you have, so the only thing you have to worry about an AI power armor team is if Rescue is going to get her offensive up off because you want to kill War Machine. That's the main target if you're fighting AI. Because if he gets that ult off, I mean that does damage. It hurts.
Right.
But I mean for sure though they're not the best at war.
Off defense. That's why I say defenders. If you've got them and you put them in defense, that's not good. I don't put my defenders in defense.
I want to say one thing to that.
I know you got defensive wins.
Yes, I got 11. I had 22 defensive wins, and 11 of those were defenders. How the hell would that happen?
People, I tell you what, the thing with defenders is they are a team that has become progressively moved down the pecking order as new teams have been released. But it's still very easy to underestimate them when they are extremely high. Because it's almost the Captain Marvel problem. I think people do respect Captain Marvel more, but I see it all the time in the wars that we go against, where you have a team with a high Captain Marvel in. The other team doesn't respect it properly. They send in a squad that's sort of even or slightly punching down, but they end up losing because they kill everybody but the Captain Marvel who ends the fight at full health.
Mm-hmm.
And it's sort of similar with defenders, because if you don't take out that Iron Fist, it just heals up their team every single turn. And so you do have to be careful with them. Yeah, it's very easy to not respect them.
Right.
Yeah.
No, there is a thing to them. I mean, again, they're not the team, but yes, you're right. You can underestimate a high-powered one. You're also sitting at like 420, right? 440 on defense, Punisher. Approximately.
For my defenders?
Yeah.
Their power? 447?
447 on defense, or on with armory with barracks available? Or?
I don't remember.
Anyway,
it's up there though.
Yes. Well, I mean, that's the thing. That's probably why as well. Like, he's right. Lateralis is right that definitely high-power defenders. Again, you can beat them, and the counter to them is to use defenders.
Ironically,
To see how well you fight against yourselves.
Because what you would do as the user is use Daredevil special first. So when Punisher goes on his ultimate, he suicides. He basically commits suicide because four of the defenders will just pile on him, like like he owed them money. So so he's gone. You don't have to even focus on Punisher. He kills himself, and then after that is pretty much when pretty much just swarming Iron Fist. When Luke Cage taunts, you can just use Jessica's ultimate, save it for that and remove everything, and he becomes nothing after that. And
what's scary is if you get Punisher's AoE attack off, and I don't mean the grenade, I mean when he sprays everyone with bullets. It's crazy how much damage that can do when you see a high-powered Punisher.
Oh, I mean,
that's like his main thing is that attack.
When he still has one of the highest powers he has one of the highest damage stats in the entire game.
He does. I mean,
he's still top. Where has he gone? He's still top 20 in the whole game. That's pretty good for when he was a release character.
He was when the game first came out, he was a Facebook release character. You had to sync your account to Facebook to get him.
Right.
That was like the beginning days.
I remember during the heyday of Ultron, when Ultron was like fresh. If you had a 7 red star Punisher maxed, so if you had a Punisher like 100k 7 red stars or whatever, he would basically decimate Ultron. Like, he uses AoE, he takes out his bots, takes him out. He revives with no buffs. And that means he's not getting energy, which means he's not going to spawn any bots for another 7 turns. And you can just whittle him down after that. So Punisher was not a hard counter to him, but he was like, if you had a special set of circumstance where you had 7 red stars on him, and he
was helpful.
He
got the job done.
Yeah, he would decimate a lot. And I imagine even till today, he's still probably. I've seen some teams in my arena using Punisher 7 red star. So those are teams,
Yeah, I saw one earlier at 107k.
Yeah.
So I was like, nope, not today.
Exactly. I mean, yeah, definitely. It's yeah, I mean, Punisher has his good. Yeah. Anyway, we need to stop talking about defenders because every episode we bring them up. Like we're a bunch of nostalgic.
It's because I love them. So.
Defenders. No, but no, they.
No, I get it, but yeah.
Yeah.
We'll move from them. It's okay. Don't worry.
Yeah.
But I think definitely. I think right here we hit a good spot. We talked about a lot today.
So
we threw out a lot in there.
Next week we'll talk about ISO 8 probably. and the relevancy and the fear around it. Everyone says mods are the death of the game. These are mods, so let's see. People are scared.
And if you're available again to Lat, we would like to continue that.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Well, thank you for having me on, and yeah, I'm happy to be invited back.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
for sure. We
definitely.
enjoyed having you. Definitely.
We'll of course let everyone know before we start, and then just be like, hey, come on in.
Yeah, we might give you more notice.
Nature of it. Yeah.
This time I won't drag you in. I might give you a day to prepare. Might give you a day.
A full day rather than what was it, 1 hour? And that was a self-imposed hour as well, because I couldn't get on when you first asked me to get in.
Yeah,
I would have literally just been pulled straight in. But yeah.
And he threw me off at that too. We were about to start. He's like, "How'd you feel if Latterus joined us?" I was like, "I mean, I don't care either way. Like, we could do it. We should have him on longer." Yeah, sure. I was like, whenever. But then he said you were busy. I was like, okay, that's cool. And then he messaged me while I was talking, and I was like, wait, I got thrown off. Like, hold on. But no, I like having others in here. It's always hard to judge the time for everybody because everyone's schedule is so different. So
Right.
I'm glad you were able to come in. I'm glad Strudel was able to come in here as well too. He talked to us about a few things. We talked about participation, and y'all had a little chat about World Warrior. So we
And he told
we
us
talked about it good.
That you're a fair but firm hand was a summary on you.
Well, good. I'm happy with that. I think that's what I strive for.
You're holding the belt in one hand, but you're holding his shoulder like it's okay. But this is here. Just look at it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But definitely,
the trials and tribulations of running an alliance.
No, yeah. Like I said before, it may seem like something easier, but when you have a Discord group and you want to be a good leader, sometimes it's not easy if you're trying to always be there for every moment and keep the peace and keep your team together. Sometimes you got to make hard decisions. So it sucks to lose and talk to people. Even just give them that warning, like, "Hey, you're doing great, but just keep this up." Then they can get pissed and you can lose them. So it's you got to be there. But you're doing great ever since all that bullshit happened. Just gonna say that again. Maybe next episode we'll give a history lesson on White Block.
I mean, we might do that too.
Yeah,
I mean,
we might.
We'll see what we'll do.
We'll see how it goes. But since then, even when he was running, I had always told Raven, I was like, this dude needs to run the Alliance instead. So we were always looking at you at the time, like for sure you needed to run that Alliance. So I'm glad it's working out. So, but yeah, definitely we can have you. We'll definitely continue these because there's a lot more to talk about. Every day, every week.
Every week there's a new announcement. So
there's news every week, isn't there? So there's always new stuff in the pipeline.
Yeah,
exactly.
I'd rather hear this stuff than what's going on in our world right now because I'm in Texas, so we are still kind of like locked up a bit here because of COVID.
Yeah.
So I got out for a little bit. Yes. Yeah, I mean, I got out for a little bit yesterday because I went to the tattoo shop, but there I am wearing my Punisher. I had a Punisher face mask and everything. I was like, we were only there for like 10 minutes because just discussing what we want, and then we left, and then there's nothing else to do. Like, I don't want to get. I had it once. I don't want to get sick again. So,
no, yeah,
it sucks. I want to go out.
This isn't the 2020 I envisioned. It literally just came out of nowhere, and it's like, okay, the world has changed. Get on board.
Any little thing that happens in 2020, they're like, nope, it's going to escalate. Anything here is going from 0 to 100. So it's good to have the distractions that we can for any of this.
Oh yeah,
so.
For sure. And we have a good group of people, so things will go.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, mostly.
But for sure, we will go ahead and call it right there. This is our. Oh my god, I'm looking at the time right now. Like, holy shit.
1 hour 43 minutes.
Yeah,
How
this
long
is our
did-
longest podcast, but I liked it. So if anyone is
Mhm.
still making it up to this point, thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you for
That's
listening.
that's what I gotta
for
say.
sure.
Yeah. But
Absolutely.
definitely, this will be
Yeah.
our end. You know, Lad, again, thanks
Mhm.
for joining with us.
Mhm.
No problem.
We'll definitely bring you back when you're available for the next
Mhm.
one, and
Sure.
we'll talk about some more random stuff. You know,
Yeah.
I want to go more
We'll-
into the theory crafting as well. So we'll
And
have some
theory
news there.
crafting will get interesting. Theory crafting will really get interesting, and we will talk about ISO 8, which will make theory crafting something else.
Yeah,
So
sure.
we'll take it up.
Look forward to it.
Yep. Okay. Well, that has been another podcast. So
That has. Thanks for listening to episode 4, and I hope y'all have a good one.
cheerio.